Tonight, we travel farther than any human being has ever traveled before, beyond the warm light of Earth, beyond the familiar planets of our solar system, beyond the distant colonies floating silently near dying stars, and deep into a region of space where sunlight itself no longer mattered. Because somewhere inside that endless darkness there drifted a frozen rogue planet known only as Nox-7. A world completely separated from every star in the galaxy, wandering endlessly through the universe without a sunrise, without warmth, and without hope. For thousands of years humanity feared darkness, not because darkness itself was dangerous, but because the human mind was never designed to understand what might exist beyond the edge of the light. And even in the modern age of advanced technology, glowing cities, artificial intelligence, and interstellar travel, that ancient fear still remained hidden somewhere deep inside every human heart, waiting silently for the moment when the lights disappeared and the universe revealed how truly empty and cold it really was. Most people living on Earth never truly experienced complete darkness because there was always some kind of light surrounding them, whether it came from the moon, distant buildings, passing vehicles, glowing advertisements, or even the soft light of stars above the atmosphere. But deep space was different because space did not simply feel dark, it felt endless, alive, and impossible for the human brain to fully understand. Like an infinite ocean stretching forever in every direction without beginning or end. The discovery of Nox-7 happened completely by accident during the winter of the year 2148, when a deep space observatory near Jupiter's outer orbit detected strange gravitational distortions moving slowly through a completely empty region of space when nothing should have existed. And at first scientists believed the readings were simple instrument failures caused by radiation storms. But after weeks of repeated scans they finally realized that something massive was drifting silently through the darkness without reflecting even the smallest amount of light. Unlike ordinary planets which become visible when sunlight reflects from their atmospheres, Nox-7 remained almost completely invisible because there was no nearby star illuminating its frozen surface, making the planet appear more like a moving shadow than a real world. And when astronomers finally managed to construct a complete image using thermal sensors and gravitational mapping systems, the entire scientific community fell silent because humanity was staring at something that looked less like a planet and more like a dead universe trapped inside ice. Nox-7 was enormous, nearly 3 times larger than Earth, covered by frozen oceans, endless mountain ranges, violent electrical storms, and an atmosphere so cold that ordinary human skin would freeze solid within seconds. But the most disturbing discovery came several days later when scientists realized the planet was still generating heat beneath its surface, meaning somewhere under kilometers of black ice there existed massive underground oceans of liquid water moving silently through darkness that had remained untouched for billions of years. The possibility of liquid water immediately changed everything because throughout human history, water had always meant one thing above all else, the possibility of life, and within weeks governments across Earth began discussing what kind of organisms could survive beneath the frozen surface of a planet that had never seen sunlight. While conspiracy theories spread across the internet, claiming the rogue planet was not natural at all but some ancient artificial structure abandoned long before humanity existed. Religious groups declared the planet a sign from God, scientists called it the greatest discovery in human history, and ordinary people became obsessed with the terrifying mystery of a world completely disconnected from every sun in the galaxy, because deep inside the human mind there exists a dangerous attraction toward places that should not exist. And the darker the mystery becomes, the stronger humanity's curiosity grows. Within 6 months, the United Earth Space Agency officially approved the Nightfall Expedition, humanity's first attempt to travel to and study the rogue planet directly. And although the public believed the mission existed purely for scientific research, many world leaders secretly hoped Nox-7 would answer a much larger question that humanity had been asking for centuries: whether life could survive almost anywhere in the universe if the conditions were strange enough. The crew selected for the mission represented some of the most highly trained individuals humanity had ever produced, including scientists, engineers, military pilots, biologists, psychologists, atmospheric specialists, and survival experts, all carefully chosen not only for intelligence and skill, but also for psychological stability, because long-term deep space travel often damaged the human mind in ways that even modern science still struggled to fully understand. Commander Elias Ward led the expedition, a former military pilot famous for remaining calm during catastrophic emergencies, and many astronauts trusted him because he almost never showed fear, regardless of the situation. But beneath that calm exterior, Elias carried the same hidden terror shared by every human being who had ever stared too long into empty darkness, the fear that somewhere inside the universe there might exist things older and stranger than human understanding itself. The journey toward Nox-7 lasted nearly 11 months, and during that time the massive exploration vessel Atlas drifted farther from Earth than any civilian mission in history, crossing regions of space where communication delays stretched for hours, and the stars themselves began looking unfamiliar through the observation windows, creating a strange feeling among the crew that humanity was slowly leaving reality behind and entering a place where ordinary rules no longer applied.